May I come in, sir? Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. So we have Rakesh Kumar, is
Yes.
it?
Yes, sir.
Great, Rakesh. Please sit down. Rakesh, are you a Delhiite?
No, sir.
Where have you come from?
Sikar, Rajasthan.
So you came from Sikar now?
No, currently I'm staying in Delhi
Oh, you currently are because preparing for,
for the
this, is it?
preparation of interview.
And your interview is on September 9.
9 September, yes, sir.
Okay, take a minute and very quickly tell us about yourself.
Sir, my name is Rakesh Kumar. I'm from Sikar, Rajasthan, and I did my graduation in electrical engineering from IIT Kanpur. After that, I worked for BA Continuum, which is a completely owned company of Bank of America for 1 year. Thereafter, I am preparing for the UPSC Civil Services.
Good. Pradeep, you want to take lead? Huh? Please, you chaliye.
You are working in bank, you are in Kanpur and then Sikar, Rajasthan.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me what was the old name of Sikar?
Sir, Veer Bhankawaz.
And Nehravati is also, I think.
Nehravati was also.
Why this Nehravati name evolved?
Sir, in Rajasthan, there is a traditional water harvesting system, Nehar.
Yes.
So because of that, Nehravati.
Okay. So you have from Kanpur, you studied in Kanpur. Can you tell me what is the total worth or the value of the Kanpur leather industry?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware about total value.
These industry has been shifted from Kanpur, do you know?
No, I'm not aware about the industry is there in the Kanpur.
Industry were there, many industries were there, but many of the industries have shifted to the other places because after this Ganga pollution, Ganga action plan, after that they have shifted there. Okay, there was an amendment in 127 Constitution, amendment bill, which has passed yesterday in Parliament.
Yes, sir.
What is the provision of this bill?
Sir, that amendment will provided the power to state government to declare the state OBC list. So now state government has the power to declare the state OBC list.
This constitutional amendment bill has been passed, though it is not been in the act passed in the Parliament. So this is not we are working against the Supreme Court. What was the decision of Supreme Court? Why this bill was brought?
Sir, Supreme Court decision was completely based on the article earlier. The National Commission of OBC we have made the constitutional body. So based on that amendment, Supreme Court has interpreted.
What they have interpreted?
Sir,
on what merit basis?
They have interpreted that the state OBC list as well as the central OBC list, that both should be made by the central government.
Okay, it was challenged in the 102 constitution and then it came constitution amendment, that was challenged. Now can you tell me NCBC is the body?
Yes, sir.
Okay, which put up this all, list and made the list and then ultimately it go to the President of India and they sign finally for the list. Can you tell me this body is a constitutional body or is a statutory body?
Sir, earlier it was statutory body, but now they have made.
When it was made an statutory? And when it was made as a constitutional body?
Sir, the constitutional body, it was made with the amendment, I think it is 102 or 103.
What is the difference in a constitutional and a statutory body?
So the basic difference is the constitutional body is mentioned in the constitution and the statutory body is as per the legal laws. So they mentioned in the act of the...
They are not constitutional obligation.
They are not constitutional.
So Election Commission is a constitutional body or is a statutory body?
Sir, it's a constitutional body.
Okay. My last question to you. We listen about GST and earlier there were the taxes also. And many people say GST has disturbed the business, especially if the cloth market in Delhi you go. They say the cloth business has been disturbed due to the GST earlier. Then later changes were made in GST. So can you tell me why GST was introduced, which has harmed the business or it is beneficial to the people? What is your opinion?
Sir, it is beneficial for the people, but when we change a structural change, we do a structural change, there are teething issues comes in the picture. So there are certain problems with respect to the GST and platform, which were resolved with the time. So it is overall in the benefit of the people because it removed the cascading effect of the taxes which we are having earlier and it provides one nation, one tax.
Okay. Then who is the chairman of the GST Council?
Sir, is a finance minister, central finance minister.
Rakesh, starting with your subject. But since economics is your subject, I expect you to give me pointed and very brief bullet point answers.
Sure, sir.
What are the main weaknesses of Indian economy today?
So the first major weakness is we have the workforce, but that is not skilled. Skilled workforce
Lack of
shortage,
skilled
lack
workforce.
of skilling.
Lack of skilled workforce.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next.
Infrastructural issues. Infrastructure issues.
Infrastructure. Inadequate infrastructure.
Inadequate
Done.
infrastructure. Third is the ease of doing business. We are improving on that. There are many aspects which we need to improve.
Ease of doing business.
Especially dispute
Though
resolution.
improved, but still not satisfactory.
Still not satisfactory. Reforms in the sectors like power sector reform, labor reform we have done, but it depends on the states to
reforms in
implement.
power sector, labor.
Huh.
Anything else?
And tax reforms.
Tax reforms. I
Yes,
thought
sir.
we have done quite a lot. What more do we need?
Especially if we talk about the direct tax, then we need to little bit remove from this exemptions we are providing in the direct tax system.
No, almost all have been withdrawn now and tax rate has been reduced.
Sir, but
Without exemption, rates are very low.
Sir, the two sets they have provided, but in the second set also there are 70, 80 exemptions are there.
There's the social cost you have to give to help people
But sir,
and to improve savings, which is also a part of the economy, isn't it?
yes, sir. But we have given them two systems. So if we take
Okay, forget about that.
second thing is that
That takes me to the next logical question. Economy has all the problems. Of course, so we have not yet talked about the problem of demand
yes, sir.
and the bottlenecks in supply. All those things we have not yet discussed, but you were a master in that. We want to know from you, then when the economy is not doing well, how is it the share market is going to all-time high?
Sir, there are 2-3 reasons for that. First one is the easy money policy. So in India as well as the international market, there is easy money policy following because they want to revive their economy. So the easy money will flow in the share market.
Easy money, how is easy money from share market? I don't understand.
Sir, the monetary policy is following the easy money. So easily loans at the low interest rate they can get. And so
The share market is a risky business.
And
Everybody knows that.
but the different FPI, they maintain their portfolio, so they have knowledge about this. They manage the risk, so they invest based on the risk perception. They after seeing the risk perception. Second thing is that sir, majority of the firm which currently are going through IPO, so the
Not on IPO, I am on the secondary market only.
So in the secondary market also, when these companies run, so these investors are having expectation from these companies like Zomato. They are expecting them as the next generation Amazon or Facebook. These two I know majorly.
One more question. We were talking about the election commission. India is the biggest democracy of the world.
Yes, sir.
But people say, critics say that because of a faulty and full of deficiencies type of election system, the meaningful democracy doesn't exist. What are the problems of the election system which affect the democratic structure or fabric of the country?
Sir, no doubt India is a vibrant democracy and election process is transparent, but the certain issues are there, sir.
Yeah.
First one
Just
is
list down
the
1, 2, 3, 4,
criminalization
5.
of politics.
Criminalization of politics.
The politics
one.
is a major issue.
Okay.
And the second one is the huge money flowing in the elections.
Money power.
Money power. And the casteism and the religion use of religion for the voting system and this. And these three things are continuing in the election for some times, and we are not
Going
able
back to the first one, what is the reason that criminalization has not only increased but also got acceptability? Why criminalization is not being attacked whether by the election commission or by the courts or by the legislature? What is the reason?
Sir, steps are taken in this direction. Supreme Court, by their judgments, they have taken many steps. Recently, in the Bihar case, they have imposed.
It was in the news 3 days
Yes,
back
sir.
here.
They have imposed fine on the parties who have not listed their.
That will not make much difference. Everybody knows it.
But
imposing a fine on a matter like this is.
But at least passes a moral responsibility that you have to do it.
Moral responsibilities do not make a difference. It's an eyewash, I would say.
There's
Something else.
So secondly, sir, Election Commission recently asked that whether they can deregister a party if they are not following the legal norms or not. So, but Supreme Court told that.
No, where are the legal norms? Where are the legal norms that if somebody has been charge sheeted, he should not be allowed to contest? It is not written in law.
It is not written law, but the Supreme Court have given certain directions. So if those like.
But they have not been followed. We all know that.
So for that, if they are not following, so Election Commission told that if the parties are not following, can we deregister them? They asked the Supreme Court.
That means all the parties will be deregistered in that case.
No, the Supreme Court told that it should be in the legislature business. So I think legislature would be more responsible to decide on that.
So legislature is responsible basically.
So legislature should legislate some laws so that they may come forward. So election
Last question: legislature is not doing it. As a citizen, what pressure we can put on the legislature? Directly or indirectly?
Demand we can. If a criminal is contesting election, the first moral responsibility of me is asking why you have selected this candidate at the first place. To asking to that particular party.
Asking is ruled out anyway.
Through my vote, I can.
You have heard about the Swachh Bharat mission?
Yes, sir.
What it is?
Sir, Swachh Bharat mission is to make India open defecation free. And the later stage we are improving on that, the solid liquid waste management aspect we have added.
Now, when you are thinking, we have this scheme of ODF, what exactly we are doing?
Sir, can you repeat?
In this ODF, open defecation scheme.
Yes, sir.
What exactly we are doing?
Sir, first one is the awareness generation. So we are building as a mass movement. So no person should defecate in. For that, we are building the infrastructure. Infrastructure means individual toilet. So if certain homes are not having individual toilet, government provide them fund. Community toilets are also built on the places.
No, what is the design of these community toilets? Are you aware of any?
Twin pit design. So if one pit is filled, then they come to other pit and other. By that time, they.
What are the technical flaws that you find in this?
Twin pit design.
No, whatsoever design they are making.
Sir, maintenance. So responsibility of maintenance and continuous monitoring.
For maintenance later on. For design.
Sir, water availability most of the time is lacking.
So what should be done?
Sir,
because without water, these things are non-functional.
Provide that particular community toilet with water connection.
So that should be combined with this Swachh Bharat mission?
Oh yes, sir.
Has it been done?
Sir, I have not gone through any of this document that water connection has been done, but with the community toilet they are linking. 𝐍𝐿 mission, they have integrated.
Now think of Rajasthan where there is a water shortage. What should be the option?
Sir, if it is an urban area, then regular water supply will be there. If it is in rural area, then traditional water harvesting system should be incorporated with that part.
Can we think of doing the bio-toilets that the railways are using?
Yes, sir. That would be a better idea.
That would be a better idea.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now think of the national anthem. What is the first line?
Jana Gana Mana Adhinayaka Jai Hai.
Who is Adhinayak here? To whom this anthem is addressed to?
Give me, sir, a moment to think. Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall.
No, but you do sing it mechanically.
Jana Gana Mana.
Whom you are praising?
Bharat Bhagya Vidhata. So we are Bharat Mata, I think. I'm not sure.
You are not sure.
It is Bharat Mata, I think.
Which year it was written?
Sir, here I don't know, sir. No, sir. 1860, during, sorry, sir.
During British period.
Yes, sir.
So,
I'll
track history.
Just
and then it will be automatically to Viceroy British power.
Sir, during the division of Bengal time, it was.
Oh, no, it was when capital was shifted.
Yes, sir. The Bengal division.
And that George.
1811.
जॉर्ज और इस पर कहानी लिखी गई थी जॉर्ज पंचम की नाक. अब तो कहानी से देखेंगे. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. So You are a student of economics.
Yes, sir.
I really am looking for India's growth. It's a fact if Southeast nations, our economy is not doing well. If we compare with that, do you agree with this?
Sir, last few years it is not doing well, but from the last decade we can see there's one of the
But
fastest growing economy.
if you see the total 70 years,
It is not doing well.
that's right. When
Yes.
I'm saying that post-independence.
Yes, sir.
Now question is, suppose you would have been the chief architect of this country. Which model you would have adopted? You are a student of economics. Which the adjoining countries? Which country model you would have adopted?
Sure, I don't know exact model, but what I have adopted, I can tell you that basically in initial time I should have focused on the human capital development, social
How that would
infrastructure,
have been?
schooling, health facilities. Through all these I should have focused.
But
then,
now
then the second part.
Okay, so that would have been. So but why? So why we could not do that?
Sir, we due to our past history we were
Resources were not there.
resources were not there, first thing. Second thing is, or due to past history we were chosen import substitution, industrialization. So to build that, whatever resources which were having, we were diverted towards that 5-year plans.
Suppose you are given the chance, you repeat. Then how you will start? You will start with that school and. But now we have reached here, where school are there. Now here onward, what to do so that we can catch up with? We cannot catch up with China.
Yes, sir, we can catch, but time.
How?
time
Okay,
it will
so
take
let's
time.
focus on China. How can we catch up with China? Or
By-
China or South Korea or Singapore?
Okay. Sir, give me a moment to
Yes,
think.
yes.
I'll crisply tell you.
Please.
Yes, sir. To achieve that thing, we need to have the one of the fastest growing economy by, I don't know, for 30-40 years down the line we have to there. So focusing on the reforms in the different sector we are doing, but we need to carry on that forward. Like in the education sector, new education policy came.
Defense sector first.
Huh?
Defense sector, what will you do?
A specific sector you are asking. Specific sector.
You mentioned defense
No,
sector.
sir, education sector.
Okay.
Education. So in education sector, let's suppose we are a new education policy we have lined. So we should reform accordingly. Then in the health sector, infrastructure building, skilling sector, skilling in line with the industry. So we can take the advantage of the demographic dividend.
I will stop here. Just now I have sent a message. Success rise when my students are not going in that amount outside India.
Oh, yes.
That may be, that no restriction, they should, knowledge is, but not to that level. What step will you take? You are engineer,
Yes, sir.
then IIT Kanpur. So what incentive, what will you do practically which is possible?
Sir, building our institute to the global level so that students are incentivized to stay here. R&D expenditure and the providing what jobs, the opportunities they are provided by outside companies will provide here, then they will stay. Added incentive, what China did.
Okay, you are from Rajasthan. ठीक है.
Okay, Rakesh, very simple few questions of applied economics.
Sir,
No problem. Applied economics?
no, sir, I have not read much applied economics.
No
but in
problem. It will be
general-
so simple. It is will really be
Sure,
applied.
sure, sir.
Right? You talk to any economist today, including the leadership, everybody is convinced that the economic revival in India would need a resurgent external sector, which means trade and investments. And there was a statement a couple of weeks ago that India needs at least $100 billion FDI per year for reaching our goal of $5 trillion. What is the current FDI in India, annual figure?
Sir, I think it is $80 billion. We are the 5th largest
So
FDA
100 is
recipient.
not very far.
Huh.
Yes. Now tell me, this $80 billion is everything technically in FDI? Or a lot of money is going into stock and
So we calculate when in the share market, if in a particular company, if FEI invest more than 10%, then we calculate that as FDI, and that
it may not exactly be.
but it may not exactly be FDI. So
And do you kind of really believe that $80 billion is coming because of the economic strength or because of excess money in the market?
sir, economic strength.
What about excess money in the market?
Majorly with the
No,
economics.
foreign investor, they are sitting on extra money. They are getting free money literally.
Sir, majorly I think it is because of the internal strength.
Give
we
me
are
the
in.
names of the FDI projects where the money is being invested.
Sir, Amazon is investing.
Amazon is investing in services. They are not manufacturing.
Sir,
It's a easy money. They'll run away, wind up, lock their room and go away.
Samsung.
Huh?
Samsung.
But that's an older thing.
Mobile
Samsung is not investing now. They already have a plant here.
But with the PLI scheme, we are incentivizing them.
But how
Production
much
linked
money they
incentive.
are bringing in?
Sir, I have no idea about money. Exactly.
Maybe a more applied, simple question. Tell me what questions an investor has to address before putting his money in a particular country. What are those basic questions they ask?
Sir, the first thing is the potential.
Potential.
Which,
What next?
Second thing is the country's law and order situation, whether what
Security and safety.
political stability
What
or
else?
defense.
What else?
Ease of doing business, they are asking whether they are
And where do you put us in
stability in policy.
all these parameters on a scale of 10? Are we 5, less than 5, more than 5? Where are we?
In each parameter or all?
In overall?
Sir, I would say we are on 6 to 7.
No. All right, you can see that. A 6 to 7 on a scale of 10 will be a very attractive destination for foreign investment. Which country is sending the largest amount of money? Give me 3 largest investors in
USA, Singapore,
and Mauritius.
Mauritius, US.
Mauritius used to be number 1 till very recently. Now you think Mauritius can really do FDI in India?
No, sir.
All right, good.
That's a diverted
It's a route
agreement.
for a lot of easy money to come
Easy
in.
money. Yes.
One very small question and then we'll close.
Sure, sir.
You see, we hear negative interest rate. Now, how does negative interest rate operate? Which means I can go to the bank and take $100 and pay back $98 and keep $2. Every day I can go in the morning to bank, get $100. In the evening, pay back $98 and keep $2. And all my family can do it. So I'll have $20 without any cost. How does it work?
Sir, that is in real terms. So if let's suppose 4% interest rate and 6% inflation is there, then
But the inflation is almost, in those advanced countries, inflation is also very low. It's just about 1 or 2%. They want inflation. They are not able to get inflation.
Sir, they are.
The reason why they are giving you negative
Quantitative
rate of interest is that they want some inflation in the economy. The Japanese are dying to have some inflation in the economy.
Demand they want to revive.
They want, inflation means demand.
Yes, sir.
So they are running under depression.
Sir, they are following quantitative easing where the interest rate has fallen so low that it cannot fall below that.
Half question, not full, because I want 10 seconds only. What is the difference between, say, the earlier quantitative easing and Biden's quantitative easing?
Sir,
There is a very basic difference.
Sir, capital infrastructure, he focusing on infrastructure
And that means this has greater possibility of economic revival
Yes, sir.
than the earlier ones. What was the earlier?
Earlier was the federal bank has low interest rate.
Where was the money going in that case?
So in terms of FEI, they are flowing to the developing countries.
Exactly. Chalo, good. Tell me, how did you perform?
Sir, I think on the search question, I could have performed much better since I was from economics background. So I thought on that question, some of
Which question was?
The Southeast Asian Asia.
South, how
And
if
what
I
model
do
we
the
would have
planning.
adopted? Actually, this is they not they may, because I thought that otherwise the contemporary economics can be what he covered. No, you see, I can probably speak on that separately for half an hour, just to explain that it doesn't work. So it's just not a mathematical modeling that you can follow. There are many complex factors, right? So, but you be ready for your reasoning. Exactly. Yes. Whatever you do, you think of that, and then you continue. As an economist, good reasoning, right? They were part of. You see, Southeast Asian economies' growth was export driven, and where they had the market access, the American market, when the European market, will they give it to you? The answer is no. So you have to understand, this was a larger alliance process,
Yes, sir.
not pure economic decisions. It was political economy, as we were discussing.
It's a political. So
Yes.
there's a deeper meaning.
Exactly. Now the Chinese are saying, okay, don't worry, if the Americans say no, I will give you my market. So, those are different issues.
But be ready, UPSC will be very, will welcome persons like you with that engineering background and that economics, frankly. Because the need of power is these kind of. So be ready for all these.
आपको कोई question तो नहीं पूछना है? You're a good candidate. Don't worry.
Sir, 2-3 questions I have seen through the recent transcripts which are flowing in the market of current.
बोलो.
So the first question, 2-3 questions they ask that you are from IIT, so you have vested one of the seat in IIT. The second question is they have mentioned that why many of the IITians are coming towards the civil services. And third question they ask, should we ban IITians from giving civil services exam?
Can I just for you it is a best opportunity. I am having mechanical background, engineering background. This country needs more science and technology, and I am having economics also. So the area of that my sphere of working will be much larger than any engineering. This is my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. No, even for the administration.
But that takes it back to the question. The question is, should it be banned or not? Suppose if for those people who do not have economics background, question still remains.
Yes.
So Ben, again,
no, banning is not at all a wise option, right? Now, civil services is not an economic job.
Yes.
That the economist will be a better suited person. Nor it's a sociology job strictly, that is sociology, nor it's a anthropology. So if sociology, anthropology and economics and history are relevant to this, so am I. Look at your country, for example.
Yes.
Tell me what is the technology's contribution running this country? Definitely more than anthropology.
Yes.
Much more.
Much more than even history, for example. How many people are productively using history? Tell me.
Anthropology.
Anthropology.
A Hindi
or
Maithili. So be ready for that. With a assertive, polite voice.
If those things are relevant, then this
exactly. If that is relevant,
so you basically have to answer in the terms of the qualities which you
you have
in IIT.
Correct.
Say in your training of engineering, you gain qualities like analytical.
Problem solving.
Reasoning, problem solving, grasping the problems, application. So these are the qualities which make up the core of your education, and these qualities will be useful in any field of life.
Any field.
That is that type of answer you have to analyze it.
Even if they are aggressive on this question, you don't.
During Corona time, there have been instances where the district minister and SP, they both together fixed and started running the ventilator machines. Think of a Maithili ground, ground or an anthropologist. He would have been waited for an engineer to come and fix it. So that is your positive point.
चलो भैया, worth remember. You take care. Don't worry. 8 September अभी दूर है, थोड़ा तैयारी करते रहो, बात करो लोगों से. You are a good candidate.
No, sir.
Satisfied with this or not?
Yes, sir.
All these 3 questions are the same tone basically. Why engineers? The same question is asked from the doctors also.
Yes.
If doctors can manage to answer it, it's much easier.